What if I told you that the key to actually improving your social skills is not about learning some fancy techniques or some conversation starters or pretending be someone you are not? This one thing that 99% of the people neglect to have, and most people are still doing it, is that they don't have this one relationship intact. The one relationship is with yourself. And before you click off right now, you might be thinking, what is this fucking cringe, gay ass shit, right? But bear with me because this is what separates from 99% of the people who can actually socialize as they really want to the people who are self-conscious, negative about themselves, and wonder why they're awkward, right? And the reason why it happens, ask yourself, why having a relationship with yourself is that crucial? Bro, you're gonna live with yourself for your entire damn life. You might think, oh, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna spend around with other people, but when you're alone with yourself, you know how you are. So when you are not clear with yourself, have a good relationship with yourself, and no wonder why you self-sabotages yourself. You say like, I'm gonna do this thing, but the next day it's all over the place. You just like, why am I doing this? Consciously you tell yourself I'm gonna do certain things, but damn, you can't. You tell yourself, "Oh, I learned this new tactic in the YouTube video. I'm gonna say this thing to a girl and all that stuff." But when it comes to actually talking to her, why does your mind just freeze off? Why doesn't it just say the thing that needs to? Right? Why? It's because of this one relationship. It's with yourself. So number one lesson is the relationship with yourself. So it's simple. What you think causes how you feel, causes how you act. So if you feel negative internally, if you feel like shit, I'm negative as fuck and all that stuff, and you try to pretend to be someone you're not. Let's say you act a certain way, but internally you're fucking self-sabotaging, you're fucking negative as hell. No matter how much you're trying to act a certain way, people can sense the intention you have, the attitude you have, because let me tell you, I was that guy. I was trying to fix the thing, the outer thing, right? The outer self, how I used to act, certain things with my hand and all that stuff. But I realized it's like, once I don't actually fix the root cause, the thoughts that I have, the internal state that I have, no matter what happens, I'm going to be that reactive guy, right? Everybody can sense the thing because we human can actually sense it. Here's the thing. The negative thoughts you have create those negative feelings. And those negative feelings create how you act. So instead of changing how you act, change how you think. And the thinking comes from how you talk to yourself. Do you actually spend time with yourself? I know it sounds fucking cringy and all that shit. I used to think that too. So I understand why you would think that way. But when I started doing this, at first it's a fucking high as fuck. Sitting by myself alone, it was like the hardest thing in my life I've done. And once you realize this thing, right, everything else falls into the place. Because once you understand yourself better than anybody, nobody can hurt you. You're unshakable within yourself. Anything that's happening outside, right? The person says something to you, or something happened in your work, or somebody fired you, or some shit, right? You stay intact because you trust yourself. And having that relationship, starting from today, can exponentially compound in other things in your life. So here's the one action tactic. One action item that I will tell you about this is that actually spend some time with yourself every single day for 5 minutes, not doing anything. Just stare at the fucking wall, look up, and just look at the ceiling. Right? Don't do anything. Right? That's the one thing. It might sound simple and fucking weird, right? Sitting by yourself, but once you do this, I'm sorry, 99% of the people are not going to take action on this. They're going to watch this content like, oh, okay, relationship with myself. Okay, that's good. And the thing is, it's not your fault because it sounds kind of too counterintuitive as to what other people say, like, oh, go socialize with other people, right? Go out there and talk to that guy. Say this thing to that guy, right? Because the thing is, you already know what the fuck to do. So why, when the time arises to say something or do something, anything, what happens then? It's because your past, not past, but the voices inside yourself are fucking reacting to that thing. And once you don't deal with that demon inside you, nothing's gonna else changes. It doesn't matter how what you put on top of the foundation. If the foundation is not fucking good, everything else is gonna fucking crumble. And I had to fucking learn that shit so hard, and I was gonna pass this on you. It might sound yelling at all that stuff, but I wanted somebody to tell me this, that you, you don't need to learn some tactics, all that shit. You need to learn how to have a strong foundation. And then you can, of course, build some things you want. I'm not saying those tactics they say, all that stuff. Those things are natural when the foundation is right. All those things you learn, the social skills and everything, comes together when you have that foundation inside yourself. And that one thing is the relationship with yourself. So spend at least 5 minutes every single day with yourself. And let me give this second point is really, really crucial that I've learned in my life. And it's a principle that governs the whole life. It's called mirror principle. And this principle is really, really crucial. And once you understand this, everything else, I'm telling you, social situation is gonna be braced for you. It's gonna be at ease. You don't understand, like, you're never gonna feel negative or judged at all. So what I said, the world is a mirror. So what you see in others, right, is a direct reflection on what's happening inside you. So if you constantly feel like you're getting judged or just being misunderstood, that's how you're judging and maybe misunderstanding yourself. But when you start understanding yourself and conquering that demon inside you, understanding it, accepting it, then everything else, the whole world, becomes neutral or positive, right? Because everything in life is as is. It's just the meaning we give to it that affects the certain situation. Let me just try this home to you, right? Let's say there's two scenarios, two people, and same scenario, right? Let's say the scenario is people laughing and all that stuff. Let's say person number one enters the room and people are laughing and all that stuff, right? That person can take it as negative or positive. They thought to be positive. They thought, oh, people are having fun, all that. So let me just join and introduce myself, right? The other one, same scenario, just different thinking pattern, different reflection, different internal state, cause them to feel like, oh, people are laughing at me. And now, when they say people are laughing at me, the brain tries to, what do you call that stuff? Find more truth about why they're laughing at them, right? So they're like, oh, I just entered the room, right? Like this. Oh shit, people are laughing at me. Why are they laughing at me, right? Why me? And their brain starts to say like, oh, because the color of your t-shirt or how you look or your hair, all that shit. It starts to like give more reason as to why people are laughing at you. See what I mean? And when you understand this, you need to switch the meaning you give. You can start telling your brain as look for positive. So let's say people are having fun, also same scenario. People are having fun and everything. Oh shit, people are having fun. Look, this guy has the same thing as me. Oh shit, let me just talk to him. Right? Look, that one shift caused them to have that what do you call that shit? Upward spiral or downward spiral. That won't change. See how interesting life is? It's just a mirror. And this brings fun telling you. Anytime you go through a situation, you feel like somebody is trying to react, not react. It's trying to reflect, not reflect. Fuck, I'm not saying, my bad. So every time you go in a social situation, right, and you feel reactive to certain person or certain thing or something, right? They said something, they looked at you weirdly. They're trying to reflect something in you that causing you to not connect. So you have to be more grateful towards that person, be more appreciative because that person is helping you fucking grow. That's the biggest thing that have changed my life. Once I understand this principle, once you understand that people who you feel negative towards are helping you be more aware of yourself. See how fucking crazy that shit is? People say I'm negative, oh, fuck that guy. What I do is like, shit, this guy is giving me negative vibes. Let me understand why I'm feeling negative towards it. Why? They're trying to like reveal something about me. I want to learn more about that. So I go out there. It feels, of course, inside and all that stuff. But once you change the mindset, you flip the script on its own. You learn more about yourself. You become more self-aware, and you become more unshakable. See how crazy is that? The world is just a mirror. It's just the deflection we have towards it. Also, but if you want to go more in depth in this thing, explaining all that stuff, and also get direct help with me, I have a free private community. We talk about this. We have 100 men inside it, and if you want to like join and everything, you can click the first thing in the description and all that stuff. So let me dive you into the last point of this thing. Third is solitude. I talked about being more solitude. When you're being more alone with your own thoughts, people are so scared nowadays. They don't want to stay with themselves because of those thoughts coming up, negative things. But one of the biggest things that I've realized is that people are trying to escape those negative thoughts, right? People say, "Oh, think positive, positive," but then you realize, right? They don't realize like how to stay positive, right? Like, okay, I tell myself positive things, but then negative shit just comes up, okay? Like, what the fuck should I do here? So here's one of the things that I learned from I think Mark Manson. That guy, he says something along the line. I'm just rephrasing here, but he says something like wanting to experience a positive experience is itself a negative experience. So wanting something positive itself a negative experience, and accepting a negative experience is itself a positive experience, if that makes sense, right? If you accept this negative experience itself is a positive outcome or positive feeling for all this stuff. If you want a positive I want this, itself a negative experience. So that's I just want to understand. So when you are alone with yourself, when you're having those negative thoughts, accept it what it is, because the past had dictated the things that happened to you right now. So everything in the past that happened until now has dictated the present. And if you don't do anything right now, then it's gonna still dictate your future. So the best time, as everybody says, even though they don't explain why, that's why. Start right now. When you start right now, you can start changing how your future is. That's how you change. So when you're alone with yourself, understand this. There's gonna be negative thoughts. There's gonna be positive thoughts. Don't engage with it. Detach yourself and see it for its thoughts, not negative or positive. The best relationship you're gonna have is with yourself. Once you prove that, everything else, those social skills, all that shit is gonna perfectly naturally align with who you are. And you can express how you want to be. So if you want to go more in depth in this thing, understanding yourself, those negative thoughts, how to overcome those negative thoughts, how to revive your brain in a way that helps you, those instead of having that negative thought, imagine having a positive thought. That's what I'm gonna help you in the community. It's free. You can leave anytime you want. It doesn't cost a cent. It just costs your commitment to change. That script you are telling yourself, that stories you have been telling yourself every single day, meaning changing your life. And if that's something you really, really want help with, click the first thing in the description. Hundreds of people inside there are learning from each other and growing every single day. So if that's something you feel like you want help with, go for it. And I see you there. All right. Take care.